So one of the worst feelings you can ever get is when something you've played with, you've worked with, and you've actually spent an entire lifetime or maybe a couple of hours or lifetime of your life trying to get good with, and all of a sudden someone takes that away from you and there is literally nothing you can do about it. And that is something that the folks at Adobe are very good at doing. And today we are seeing that the Flash player is no longer something that you can actually get support from them. And if you go over to the page, there is a tagline here. The first thing you get to see on their banner is deliver breakthrough web experience across platform and devices, and they're not keeping to that as Flash is now officially discontinued. And it's just very sad to see that Flash player has been taken off the arms and off the hands of people. Yes, lots of you guys would say that, okay, I mean, why do you need Flash? There's JavaScript, there is Python, and also there is PHP. But then it begs the question, why do they even keep it up until this time to just deprecate it? Even here, they're saying that the Adobe Flash player runtime lets you effortlessly, this is the word, effortlessly reach over 1.3 billion people. Why do they keep it? I mean, it's just something that I don't know how else to rant about this, because officially you should know by now this is a rant video about this, folks. And for those of you who have no idea, there was once a tool known as Adobe Flash. Adobe Flash was a multimedia tool. This tool was developed by the folks at Macromedia, and it was built to a very good standard. Actually, before the folks at Macromedia bought this and improved it, it was once owned by the folks at Futurewave. There were tons of tools that existed that the folks at Adobe bought, and for some reason they just killed it. There was the Flash, which is this particular tool, and there was also Fireworks. These tools were like one of the best. There was also Dreamweaver, and those tools were one of the best tools that you could actually use for building web content back in the day. So web-rich content was built with Flash. If you wanted to get some cool animation, it was just an all-in-one tool for like vector, raster graphics, animation, games, and it had a couple of bodies. There were the Flash builders, there was Flash develop, there was Flash player, and all of these tools are officially killed. You know, the folks at Adobe were like, let's kill this thing, and they killed them all. Now, the last one standing is the Adobe Flash player. Now, the reason why they kept it for long is something I have no idea about. So, for those who were also thinking about, okay, how do we move on? Adobe is very good at bringing substitute, and so Adobe Animate was born. Now, Adobe Animate exists. You know, you could use this for those who like to make interactive content. They said this was going to be better. A lot of people tried this one out. They had some very good prospects. And the truth is, no one really knows when this one is also going to be killed, because it's just like what I said earlier. These tools are tools that they create, and at will, they can actually get rid of it. And they get rid of it with some stern warnings, and that is just the most annoying part of it. Meanwhile, Adobe Flash has a lot of users that are using these things for, you know, their web pages, and it's very sad that this is now officially chopped off. During the early stage of internet, there was this beautiful site that almost everyone went to play online games, and that was known as Miniclip. Of course, Miniclip has evolved over time, and right now I guess they make use of JavaScript or something like that. So for those who like to play Miniclip, or you know, play games on the internet, right now you can do this thing. Meanwhile, the folks at Adobe have also released a press statement saying that Adobe is officially discontinuing this, and come the 12th of January, that all of your web browsers would have to block these things out. You know, they will be blocking these things out for you. You know, it's quite interesting, but then it's interesting that it's not even the 10th of January, and going to pages that support Flash, I'm getting a result like this. Flash was blocked on this page, and you could choose to take this thing off, or you can keep it by yourself. Now, one thing more, which is also very not discouraging but entertaining, is the fact that if you go over to the Flash page as well, and you go over to the showcase, they have a gazillion set of things that is being listed as showcase stuff. So they're showing you recent, they're showing some anime, they're showing some games, some entertainment stuff, educational. They have all of these things, and yet they still feel it's very cool to discontinue the tool. I have no, you know, I actually don't have any beef with them discontinuing this. It's a tool that they built, but it's just very sad that lots of people have spent almost an eternity working with tools that they've created, only for them to get conversations like, Adobe strongly recommends all users to immediately uninstall Flash Player to protect their system. And I'm asking, protect the system from what exactly? So these are questions I'm asking, and I literally have no answer to this, because it's something Adobe likes doing. Sometime last 2 years, the folks at Adobe did show up with something and we're like, you know, if you already own any tool from the day we started the Adobe company all the way to 2018, you need to uninstall them, as they are now considered as tools that are infringing the rights of people creating stuff for Adobe. And this is very disheartening. So imagine you purchased Adobe tool as a perpetual license in 2017, and in 2018 they're telling you that any tool that you've bought up until this time, even the CC, is now an illegal tool. So this is some of the things that the folks at Adobe does, which is just very, very sad. Things like claims of infringement by third party, stuff like this is just things that actually makes it a company with a very bad business model. So moving backwards, there are also lists, actually 50 plus different things that they've discontinued. Lots of people have spent their lifetime learning these tools, getting better at them, and it begs the question, why create tools that at the end of the day you get to discontinue, drop support for, keep in the beta section, and you know, it never materializes? Why do you buy these softwares and why do you buy these companies in the first place? Tools like Muse, amazing tool, knocked out of the pack, thrown away. Tools like the review, the dimensions. There is also this beautiful tool which a lot of people use. I think that's SpeedGrade. SpeedGrade was actually thrown into the gutters as well. There was also SoundBoot, which was also a very good tool, and it was also thrown away. Let's see if we can find SpeedGrade. It's just I don't know. I have this mixed reaction. Yes, first of all, technology is moving forward, but again, this reminds you about the very bad business model, or you know, just something about the folks at Adobe that just doesn't really make sense. So there is this particular one I also did talk about sometime last year. Fuse was an amazing tool, a very beautiful tool for animators, for character artists, for persons in the CG space, and all of a sudden they decided to deprecate this. This stayed in beta for as long as God knows, and they woke up one morning and was like, no, we ain't doing Fuse no more. And all of a sudden this got deprecated on September the 13th of 2020. So we ranted about this one as well. And for those who want to play with Mixamo, right now you can't even find Fuse because all they want you to do is get free motions, which you can literally get somewhere else. But that character creator, which is Fuse, is something that you can no longer get. Meanwhile, for those who would actually want to get it, you can sneak peek right into Steam and grab Fuse. And the only reason why this is still on Steam is because the official developers, which were Mixamo, actually uploaded this one on Steam before they got bought out. It just doesn't make sense to spend hours and hours and hours playing with Adobe apps. I mean, if you can find alternative open source stuff, I would strongly suggest that you get to those, because who knows, these guys could wake up one morning and decide to kick even Premiere Pro to the curb. Of course, a lot of people have already started complaining about things like this. There is already tweets about the fact that you can't even re-download things that you've purchased before, and it's just sad. Whether we like it or not, Adobe creates beautiful apps and they have beautiful product lines, and the speed at which they create apps, purchase companies, and at the same time deprecate these companies and the apps is just something that a lot of people like me don't seem or find quite interesting. And this is one of the fears about them purchasing Substance, and who knows, time will only tell how good Substance is going to be, or if they would also choose to deprecate that one as well. So this is definitely going to be about it. If you want to take a look at some of these links, I'm going to put them in the description, and for those who would like to get more discussion or have more discussions about this, you can catch us on Discord and we can have a conversation about that. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and of course, if you like this video or you just learned something from this, you can go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And if you're new here, it's going to be amazing for you to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video or the next update. And until I see you guys again with a tutorial update, Free Friday, Tutorial Tuesday, tips and tricks, things like this. Peace.